Alrighty then. Let's continue. Okay, I think we'll just take the money. Amit, please tell me you know if that hole leads out into the woods somewhere. Were there another means of exiting the temple? There is no question that we would know of it. But I fear there is of little consequence. For we have tried to mark the depths of the pit and failed. To fall from such a height. They'll be fine. Sister, I come bearing news. The million soldiers and the children have fled XIV. They abandoned Sitherbroth as well, though they yet remain in the swamps near Lakeland. Unfortunately, a number of the blessed were poisoned while fending off the soldiers. One we believed to be of their order was found lost in XIV, feverish and badly wounded. He was taken to Faunau for treatment, but I fear there is little we can do for him. He and the other blessed will not last long without an antidote. Then we must act quickly. If you have a spare vial, Minfilia and I can deliver it to the blessed ants. You and Orion J should return to Faunau and tend to the wounded villagers there. What about your Stola? She's fine. And I'll be right back. I know it seems callous of us to leave, but she leapt into that hole for a reason. We have to save the blessed, whatever it takes. Alright. My sisters and I will remain here. We must be certain no soldiers are still lurking about. Come, Edgar, let's not your Stola sacrifice be in vain. To Faunau. I mean, what would actually happen since you guys are souls? Heavens forfend, Runar. 'Twas he who forestalled Ilmarin's procession, and in so doing afforded the time to traverse the temple. Quickly, the antidote. A special restorative uniquely crafted to cure poisons concocted by the children of everlasting dark. Urso appears visibly pained. Perhaps he requires another dose of the medicine. Medicine seems to take effect as the color slowly creeps back to his cheeks. It would appear the worst hath passed, though his wounds yet want for mending. I shall minister to him forthwith. We got some more quests from that. Rest, Edgar. I pray thee I shall attend to Runar's ministrations.
Runa, thank goodness.
We delivered the antidote to Slitherbow, and from what we could gather on the way here, the Ulmorans have had the good manners to withdraw. Thank the gods they did, or we would never have made it here in time. I'm told we have Runar and his comrades to thank for keeping the soldiers occupied prior to their retreat. They were preparing to come for you and Y'shtola, it seems, when Runar rallied the villagers and pursued them out of Slitherbow.
Where am I?
Ixmire, in the care of the Vis. Thou art safe now, friend. Pray, rest thee a while longer.
No. No, I am all right. Somewhat heavy of limb, perhaps, but otherwise well, I assure you. I am glad to see you are all safe. When we realized where the soldiers were headed, we knew something had to be done. I do not see Master Matoya. She was with you, yes? What happened to her? Spare me your riddles and speak plain. Where is Master Matoya?
The thing is, Edgar did speak plain.
No. No. No, that cannot be. Why would she do such a thing? Was there no other way? I cannot believe that she... We must begin the search immediately. I will come with you. What are you waiting for? We must find her. She could be trapped, or hurt,
or stuck in the ether thingy again. She's already blind. I don't know how much worse it could get.
She is alive, damn you!
Forgive me for interrupting, but our scouts have apprehended an intruder. We thought perhaps he might be an associate of yours.
Oh, look who it is.
Well, this is embarrassing. In my defense, they are surprisingly tenacious. So, what trouble have you gotten yourselves into this time? Well, well. What an intriguing turn of events. My condolences, by the way. It is never easy to lose the ones we love. Well, she is dead, isn't she? Wishing it were otherwise will not make it so.
That you should be indifferent to her loss is no surprise. But to us, she was a friend. The best of friends.
You have something on your mind. What is it?
Pray recount to us again that which thou witnessed in the ruins, omitting not the slightest detail.
Flow. The teleportation magic she used to spirit us away from Uldar after the bloody banquet. I recall a similar gale in the tunnel before it took effect.
Interesting. I thought I sensed a brief disturbance in the live stream. How reassuring to know it was not my imagination. I felt it only once, I should mention, which would suggest she is still adrift on its currents.
Then I fear she may yet be lost to us. For it was only by the grace of the elementals that she was plucked from that great ethereal river.
Ah, very well. I'll go and fetch her. Perhaps a clear and unambiguous act of kindness will serve to win the trust you seem so determined to deny me.
Now then, if I am to fetch her for you, I will require a suitable place to work. You must find somewhere that resonates strongly with the live stream. And by we, I mean you. To that end, I give you this, an ethereal lamp of my own design. Keep it close as you venture into the woods. The brighter the glow, the stronger the location's resonance with the live stream. Once you've found the likely spot, all you need to do is whistle. You do know how to blow, don't you, hero? How to whistle, hero, don't you, hero? You just put your lips together and blow. You search areas marked on your map. Use them to pinpoint an ideal location. Call them a cell. The fuck? Ah! Flee, Edgar, flee! Wait, it's below us. Curious lap fashioned by Image Selk. It looks, it seems to resonate with the live stream.
Yes, this place should serve well enough. Might I have a little space? I need to concentrate. Now then, what color was her soul again? Ah, there you are.
He's done it. He's brought her back.
Ishtola, are you all right?
Yes, though I cannot imagine how. What happened?
Thou didst invoke the power of flow, which thence did usher thy soul unto the life stream.
I wanted to save the antidote, and after that... I did something exceedingly reckless, for which you will just have to forgive me.
Master Matoya! Oh, thank the heavens you're all right. I had nearly given up hope.
Please, Renard, dry your tears. What would the others think if they saw you like this? Come now. Did you really think I would go gently into that dark night with so much left undone? So many mysteries left unsolved?
Is there aught you wish to say to me? A word of thanks, perhaps?
Emmet Selk, the Ascian of whom I spoke. 'Twas he who plucked thee from the life stream.
I see. Thank you. Differences notwithstanding, you saved my life, and for that I am grateful. But let us turn our attention to more important matters, such as the Katana Ravel. You had better not have explored its depths without me.
Almat and the others should be pleased to see you in such uncharacteristically high spirits. Let us return to Fanoff then, and discuss the coming expedition.
What a touching reunion that was. Its affair brought a tear to the eye. But as we both know, such tender moments are nothing if not momentary. Before long, they will remember their many differences and return to squabbling. Flattery will get you nowhere, dear boy. But seriously, we Ascians do what we do for the greater good, for the rejoining. Though we may sow the seeds of chaos, it is man who tends them, he who reaps their bountiful harvest. But I grow tired of these arguments. If you would kindly refrain from retorting and return to your customary brooding silence, I will take it as thanks for rescuing your companion and leave it at that. Now we must have kept your friends waiting. They're fine. There's just a squirrel here, too. My apologies for having put you all such an ordeal. I could see no other way to save the night, blessed. Happily both they and I yet live, thanks to you. But our work here is not yet done. We must make ready to enter the Ravel and put the Light Warden to the sword. Rather sour taste in my mouth, saying so. I'm glad that Emmett Silk was here. We can but pray Ystrola never does anything so reckless again. So you're not going to talk about your squirrel friend over there? Oh, no. We'll do the blue quest. I think this is going to be the final episode in this recording session. Your Magic, the esteemed guest of whom I have heard so much. My friend is Lanila, Master of Rites. It is an honor to meet you. As I understand it, you will soon be leaving to the Quatana Ravel. Is that right? Then the Emperor's wishes will soon be fulfilled. A comforting thought, for we, each passing year, more and more of our hunters are lost to the Eaters. We were never particularly fissund people. Now is it nigh impossible to sustain our numbers. But we will not be driven from our homes, our way of living. So long as the trees in the great woods stand, so tall the vines. And to renew our union with the forest, we will be holding a small ceremony, wherein we offer prayers to the gods. Would you honor us by serving as witness to this petition to the gods? Very well. I should mention that the ceremony is not a formal affair. In fact, it can be quite lively, but for a hardened warrior such as you, it would prove no trouble at all. When you are ready, travel north to the Morning Stars and speak with my student, Fiona. She will explain the rites. Okay, I was just curious, but like, I don't remember getting something that wasn't food in the recent while. Oh yeah, we just got the money back. So. Cabbage. Not now, we are busy. What business brings you to the Morning Stars? And you accepted. This is such an honor. Thank you for coming. Goodness, where are my manners? My name is Fiona. A pleasure to meet you, and this is my sister. Fiona, how do you do? Are you certain this is wise? I realize he is an ally of our people, but the ceremony is not meant for outsiders. We cannot go against Master Lanili's wishes. Besides, we may never again have such an opportunity. If you insist. Now, let me tell you about the ceremony. As Master Lanili has likely already explained, we will renew our bonds with the Great Wood through prayer. To ensure our prayers reach to the gods, however, we must first beseech the spirits of the forest for aid. Once summoned, we must prove ourselves worthy through combat. Only then will our prayers be delivered onto the heavens. As witness to the rites, it is up to you to do battle with the spirits, if you are still willing, of course. Wonderful, this will be a ceremony to be remembered. Shall we begin then? Close your eyes and we will attempt to draw forth as spirits with our prayers. O gods of the Great Wood, bringer of bounty and wisdom, we call to you now to renew our vows. For the strength to protect these lands, to be the shield that guards against the accursed light, we seek combat with your children, the spirits of the wood, to prove to you our worth. By the gods. Ah, fire and ice. The spirits are of opposing forces, fire and ice, a terrible omen. Our prayers are enough to suppress their strength, but we cannot cast them out alone. Please, you must strike them down before they wander off into the woods. Thank you for your help, but in light of what we have witnessed, I think it's best we call off the ceremony for now. Spirits of opposing element is the most dire of omens. The discord between them would prevent our prayers from reaching to the gods. And this would not have happened were he not here. We may try again on the morrow, but he cannot be allowed to attend. Sister, please, he is our guest, handpicked by Master Lanili. My apologies, it seems your attendance was not meant to be. Would you go and inform Master Lanili of what happened? We must remain here and clear the altar. Back so soon, what of the ceremony? Fire and ice, thank goodness they were not hurt. It is never too late to begin the ceremony anew, but I fear the source of our troubles has not to do with the spirits. Okay, bye. I'm not going to be doing the rest of your quest. With the Ilmarins gone and your companions returned, I think it best you go now before they can regroup. With magic flowing once more through the Great Pyramid of XIV, the entrance to the Katana Ravel should now be open. Before we leave, Yoronje, did you discover anything that may suggest the Light Warriors hides elsewhere? Nay, though we had been little time before the Morans' most unwelcome arrival, we scoured the nearby environs and spoke once more with the one called Corelli. Just checking to make sure the recording hasn't crashed. Having hearkened to her tale, it is my judgment that the Sin Eaters, which her late mother did espy, was indeed the being we seek, and that it most likely resides in the vicinity of Rakatika Falls. In the absence of any significant sightings, I have no reason to believe our quarry hath sought out a new sanctuary, and given the considerable difficulty we face in reaching the falls, we may be certain it hath not been disturbed by man. Then our course is clear. We must navigate the Katana Ravel and make for Rakatika Falls. Though you see it as but another obstacle to be navigated, the Rakatika is the oldest and most sacred of our temples. The community knowledge of the Empire is said to reside within. Lodge, which is rightly yours as allies of Ranka, you are welcome to explore. I fully intend to survive every elm of it once our mission is complete. Were the Emperor still alive, he would be overjoyed to hear you say so. But I must warn you, though the way is open, it will still be heavily guarded. To discourage trespassers and test the worthiness of our allies, it had to be so. Be careful in there. Head east and you will find the path of azure flowers leading to the Ravel. I wish you safe passage through its halls. Yeah, the Nutkin's still there! Master Matoya, I know I cannot dissuade you from going, so please promise me you will return safely. The Night Bless need you. You need not worry, Runar. I shall return and bring with me a long-awaited gift, one the Night Bless will treasure now and forevermore. Now, let us away. Wait a minute. I don't know if it's just me, but I just heard there for a second the sound of a transformer transforming. Like the sound that they would play back in the original cartoon when they transformed. You can feel the ether flowing through the door. A gentle push may be all that's required. Our earlier efforts were not in vain, it seems. Stay on your guard, Edgar. We know not what awaits us inside. Yep, that's the party I wanted. And Philia will have her time in the next dungeon. But this is Y'shtola's dungeon. Let's see what upgrades we can get from this dungeon, too.
Prepare yourself!
Zancred. Say, Zancred, don't get even closer to it.
I shall protect thee.
Yeah, this is the one of the dungeons where you see that the AI is not the smartest, was it stands in the beams to get hit. Hurry on, Jay, I'm the wrong person to use that on. Oh, technically I'm the right person. Edgar's the wrong person to use that on. That's for spellcasters. Not for DPS. Edgar needs I think it's the spear, the arrow, and balance, or which is the chaos symbol. While spellcasters need the ear, which Orion J used it correctly on Y'shtola. The lightning bolt, and I forget what the last one is. The tree, which I think is the bowl or whatever it's supposed to be called. I remembered. Of course, we're quite a bit into the dungeon, but I remembered. But I did remember at least before the first boss. That's because I know you're Stola will use it if I don't. Well, if Edgar doesn't get to do it. Let's see what we get.
overcome this.
Yeah, the name of it is a spear, but it's a snowflake. It's supposed to be the representation of the ice heaven. See, bowl is for the tree. Is Earth Heaven. The spear is Ice Heaven. The arrow is Wind Heaven. The lightning bolt is Electric Heaven. Let's see. Urn is water. Balance is fire. Which one are we using? Sling. Oh yeah, now we're gonna take and grid. And grid. Thank you. on, Thancred. There we go. Okay, I see a spot where we can put Gluttony in now. I need slaying, not vending! I forget which is stronger. This is for 100. This is 520. Aspire, that was the name for the cabin. Yeah. I gotta remember that gives me 2. This is going about as well as what happens when I do this by myself. Let me guess, nothing to use. Yep. You get over here. Okay. One of the times I did this, these guys came down while we were still fighting the last group. So, that was a bit hectic, especially when you're the healer and trying to keep Frankfurt alive. Let's see. What's in treasure chest number 1? That's always a weapon, and when I've been doing this recently, all I ever got from that was sickles and axes. Okay, we got Revel Keeper's Vest of Maiming. Let's see what we get from the chest. Yep. That was as much as I was expecting. I was kind of hoping for the weapon for this place. Nope. So what you all thinking? I guess Ankrit ain't gonna say anything.
The Light Warden is dead. The Blessed's prayers have been answered.
Aye, that they have.
His condition yet troubleth thee?
It does. Though he shows no immediate signs of corruption, the danger remains. He must be told.
He can hear you.
Would you describe it to me, Marie-Ange? Paint for me a picture with your words.
A sea of shimmering stars. Diamonds strewn across a raven gown. Boundless and beautiful. 'Tis an exquisite sight, not unlike that of the source. Calm and gentle and forgiving.
I can see it.
For however deep the void, or wide the expanse, there is no shore so distant as to be beyond the reach of light. Ominous though that may sound, given our present travails.
Well fought. Let us return home. The murals. If If I am not mistaken, they predate the Empire.
How can you tell?
A peculiarity of the paint. Most are made from mineral-based pigments. But whatever was used here is older than anything I have ever seen. According to Almet, this sanctuary was built to preserve the wisdom of the ancients. What events do these murals commemorate, I wonder?
Must you always linger after defeating your enemies? Navigating these halls on foot is exhausting.
Come to lead us to safety, have you?
I was bored. But how is the hero of the hour? Fighting fit, I see. Keep up the good work.
You're plotting something.
Every hour of every day. But never you mind about that. As I have told you 1,000 times before, I like to watch. Nothing more. Well, I would quit this place, and I suggest you do the same. There is yet work to be done. Ah, there is a sight to bring a tear to the eye.
You recognize these scenes?
That I do. Indeed, there was a time when anyone and everyone would. Until one calamitous day when the world was divided across 10 and 3 reflections, sundering the land and all who dwelled upon it. And the worst part? No one could remember it. Not really. Just fragments and fleeting memories of an achingly familiar world. A vision shared of a paradise lost, preserved only in song and scripture and paint. Once upon a time. Yet here we find ourselves again, to look, learn, and remember.
Then share with us the stories you know so well. We are listening.
Before the Great Sundering, there was one world. A world that knew naught but peace and prosperity. Until it was faced with a crisis. Unprecedented, terrifying. Civilization found itself perched upon a precipice, staring into oblivion. But through prayer and sacrifice, the will of the star was made manifest. Zodiac was his name. And by his grace was the calamity averted.
Zodiac.
A savior mighty and magnificent, deserving of reverence and gratitude. One would have thought. Yet some thought otherwise. From the fears of these naysayers would rise Hydaelyn. She who was to serve as his shackles. To bind him and hold him in check. And so they fought, and they fought, and they fought. And in the end, Hydaelyn was victorious. With all her strength, she smote him, dealing a blow so devastating that it split the very fabric of reality. And thus was Zodiac banished and his being divided. That concludes today's lesson on long-forgotten history. Though I imagine your mother would offer a rather contradictory account, as is her wont.
I'm sorry, I can only assume I misheard. But it sounded an awful lot like you were implying both Zodiac and Hydaelyn are not gods. But
gods of the first. Is that what you thought these paintings depicted? Or... Oh. Oh. They are gods after a fashion, yes. But no different from the kind with which you are so intimately acquainted. Formed of faith and prayer, of conviction and devotion. The eldest and most powerful of primals.
You have spun quite a tale. Yet you have not explained the role of the Ascians in all of this. How is it you are privy to ancient secrets lost to time?
Finally you ask the right question. And shrewd questions warrant honest answers. We Ascians know because it is our history, our story. It was we who summoned Zodiac, we natives of that sundered paradise. Now, do you see why we yearn for the great rejoining? For our world, for our people, for all creation to be made whole again. Wouldn't you wish for the same?
It always looks like he's trying to flick something off his hand when he does that. That was an enlightening experience, though not in the way I had hoped. Do you suppose there is any truth in Emmett Shulk's claims? Well, before we end up calling it an episode, let's go sell our things. But first, cabbage. We need to go to the Domain Enclave. Hey there, Pandora. On behalf of the Shikatsukai, Edgar, I thank you for your support. I'm pleased to inform you that we made great strides in our efforts to rebuild the Enclave. Owing to your many contributions, the 10,000 stalls have seen further development. As you continue to contribute to the Sakai and the reconstruction effort, in which other ways might the Dome and Enclave grow and change? I cannot thank you enough, Edgar. I simply cannot. I am pleased to announce that at long last our plans for 10,000 stalls are complete. Every tenant is open for business and the food is the talk of the Enclave. You really must go and see. Mitsuba is expecting you. Before we do that, let's repair our gear. I've been waiting for you two to arrive. It's past time you saw the 10,000 stalls in all their finished glory. Look around, take it all in, see what our hard work has built, and smell what we've got cooking. We had plans and diagrams, but this, I hardly recognize it. It's wonderful, Mitsuba. Never in my wildest dreams could I have pictured it better. This is your accomplishment too, Edgar, on behalf of the Shikikai. I cannot thank you enough for your generous contributions. Stop. I'll not hear another word of praise from you until you've at least sampled some of our humble fare. A cook cannot trust a customer's compliments if they haven't touched the food, can she? And quite frankly, if the sights and smells of this place aren't making your mouth water, then I've already failed. Find an open table and prepare yourselves, because you're not leaving here until you had the very best we have to offer. That was quite possibly the most delicious meal I've ever had. Is this what a koja feels like, I wonder? Well, I had enough. If not, I could bring you another serving. Call me for a friend. I could not eat another bite. Not that I am tempted to try, I assure you, but I fear I might die in the attempt. Now that's what I'd like to hear. A customer forced to choose between good sense and another bite. You couldn't pay me a finer compliment. And now that I've stuffed you full enough food to cloud your judgment, you'll forgive me if I broach a more serious subject. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but all of our cookware, our pots and pans, stoves, even are far past their prime. Most were cheap imports from another province, was easy to replace everything instead of trying to maintain goods that weren't made to last. You're not the first to bring that issue to my attention. Others have had difficulty obtaining tools to go about their work more effectively. At the moment, the Sensekai is considering two proposals. The first is that we concentrate our efforts on rebuilding our industry. We give to our people the means to craft what they require, thereby addressing domestic demands first and foremost. The second is we concentrate our efforts to producing wares for foreign consumption. We bring foreign wealth to Doma and trade for what we lack. Both approaches have their advantages and disadvantages, to be fair, but pursuing both simultaneously isn't really feasible. Why don't you fetch over some why do you fret over some nonsense, girl? This is no dilemma. Doma shall stand proud and tall and alone. We will make what we need. Well met, warrior of the West. Too long has it been since you convinced an old fool to fashion armor for young ones. In search of a stiff drink did I come to the stalls, only to overhear a tale I could not ignore and to cross paths with a bitter foe. Bitter foe, hardly. Not that I would expect an imbecile with an iron head to know friend from enemy, or his own reflection for that matter. Edgar, allow me to introduce you to Master Aragi, like Master Tsunaki. He is an artisan without peer who has managed the paper mill of the Enclave. I should thank you not to compare me to this daughter of a smith child. More importantly, I should caution you against his advice. Your second proposal, that favoring foreign trade, has far greater merits. Despite our best efforts, Doma is still a far cry from what it once was, and we have not the capacity to rebuild it ourselves. We must first look elsewhere to secure that which we lack. All talk and no guts, all the strength of a paper tiger, or is that your clever plan? Convince those people to help you sell paper for iron. You mad, bluttering oaf, how dare you? We could have a district for both craftsman and artisan, one where we create both tools for everyday use and goods to sell in foreign markets. The yard, let's call it, then everyone would be happy, yes? At least in theory, right? At the completion of the 10,000 stalls, an ambitious plan for a new area is born. The yard, a home for craftsmen and artisans alike. We still got more stuff to turn in. Yeah, that's all we can turn in. If we try turning, let's see. Okay. Okay. Looks like that's all we can contribute for now. So we'll keep this other stuff for now until we can contribute it at a later date. That'll be the end of the episode. I'll see you all in the next.